Last Saturday, my friend invited me over to her house. When I arrived, I noticed her family had done a pretty good job preparing for Lunar New Year. The ornamental trees and fresh flowers looked really beautiful overall. But right as I reached the front door, one thing immediately caught my attention: a large orchid pot placed directly in front of the entrance. It was definitely elegant and luxurious, but from a feng shui perspective, this placement is actually not great for wealth and prosperity. In feng shui, the main door is considered the mouth of energy for the home. It needs to stay open and clear to welcome good energy inside. When a big plant blocks the entrance like that, energy tends to get stuck at the door. As a result, wealth energy has a harder time flowing deeply into the house and building up inside. Besides that, there are plenty of other common spots where people usually place decorative plants, but if not thought through carefully, they can accidentally attract bad luck or cause financial losses in the year 2026. So in today's video, let's take a closer look together. If you still have questions or anything you would like to know more about regarding feng shui, or really anything related to your home, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and we will continue exploring them in future videos. First, let me explain why, according to feng shui, decorative plants used during Lunar New Year not only need to look good, but also must be placed in the right spot. Plants belong to the wood element, the only element in the 5 elements that carries the power of growth. Because of that, they are often seen as an antenna that both receives and sends energy in the house. If placed in the right spot, they activate vitality. But if placed incorrectly, they can easily become a blockage that prevents positive energy from flowing properly. This is especially important during the Lunar New Year, a time when old and new energies are blending. Everyone wants to invite good fortune into their home, and even a small mistake in how things are arranged can cause a ripple effect, stagnant energy, irritated moods, and difficulties with work or money. On top of that, based on practical feng shui guides, plants can be analyzed based on all 5 elements: metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. And even the same plant might suit one person but clash with another, depending on how their element relates to the plant's element. That is why when choosing and placing plants, we need to consider both the plant's elemental nature and where it is placed in the home. A plant might look nice in a certain spot, but that does not always mean it is the right choice. Building on that foundation, let us now go over the locations you should avoid when placing flowers and decorative plants for the Lunar New Year. This way, you will have a clear idea from the start and can arrange things properly. First position, the center of the house. The first place to avoid is the center of the home. In feng shui, when dividing a house using the Bagua map or other systems, the center is always used as the reference point for identifying directions. Because of this, it is seen as the origin, where energy flows to the rest of the house. When a large plant is placed here, energy tends to get stuck instead of flowing outward. This often results in a space that feels cramped and heavy, with blocked pathways, limited visibility, and a living room that feels trapped. In applied feng shui, using the center as the anchor for orientation is essential, so this area should stay open and light. According to the 5 elements, the center represents earth, symbolizing stability and acting as the support base of the home. A big plant here can overwhelm the space, throwing off balance and slowing daily routines. Many people overlook the fact that in feng shui, plants are not automatically classified as wood just because they are green. Depending on their type, shape, size, and placement, plants can take on different elemental qualities. Combined with the house layout and the homeowner's element, the same plant may feel heavy in one home and light in another. That is why the center should be kept clean and breathable. Avoid placing tall or dense plants directly in the middle. If you want a New Year decoration, pick something short and place it where the walkway stays clear and the view remains open. Move the main pot slightly to the side or near a wall so the center stays light and energy can flow evenly through the room. Second position, directly in front of the main door. In applied feng shui, the main door is referred to as the mouth of the house, the point where energy flows in and out. That is why it should not be blocked or interfered with, especially right in front of it. As soon as energy reaches the doorstep, there needs to be an open area for it to shift direction and spread inward. That is what allows energy to accumulate properly. A large plant pot placed directly in front of the door turns this energy path into a blocked flow, causing energy to get stuck at the entry point, slowing its entry into the home and making it harder for wealth energy to gather. So, if you want to keep prosperity flowing in your house for the long term, you should avoid putting any large plant directly in front of the door. Instead, move the plant to the left side to help receive energy instead of blocking it. That way, the space in front of the door remains open and allows airflow to move in and spread more easily. In practical feng shui terms, this is also the best way to protect the role of the main door, the place where the strongest energy enters the home while still maintaining a festive and elegant holiday look. Third position, the right side of the main door. The right-hand side, when standing inside the house and looking out the front door, is known as the white tiger position, while the left side is called the green dragon. According to the principle green dragon on the left, white tiger on the right, the left side symbolizes support and uplift, while the right side represents stillness and grounding. That is why placing a tall plant with dense foliage on the white tiger side creates imbalance, making the right side feel crowded and dominant. In applied feng shui, this is often called white tiger rising. In simple terms, it means you may attract people who cause trouble or unnecessary drama. This also quietly affects your finances. It can lead to small, repeated expenses caused by gossip, misunderstandings, or critical people. Tasks may need to be redone, work gets delayed, opportunities come late or pass by, and financial decisions are off-timed. Money comes in and goes out quickly, making it hard to save or grow wealth. So, the right side white tiger should be kept tidy and open to maintain calm energy. If your home is small and you must place a plant there, choose one that is short, with a light canopy, and position it in a corner or near the wall. Avoid tall, bulky plants that dominate the area and lead to small problems stacking up. Fourth position, the bedroom. In feng shui, the bedroom is considered a person's foundation zone, including physical strength, mental stability, and a steady lifestyle. A strong foundation helps maintain wealth, as long-term finances rely on steady work, clear thinking, and smooth cooperation at home. That is why bedroom layouts always aim for a calm, warm, and undisturbed setting. Plants belong to the wood element, which represents growth and movement. A large plant in the bedroom, especially near the bed, can make the space feel more active. In applied feng shui, decorative plants are often seen as items that disrupt the bedroom's stillness if overused. Their shape and ongoing growth influence energy more than normal furniture. This can affect sleep quality, leading to lower productivity, poor financial decisions, and repeated small expenses like impulse buying that can build into larger financial loss. The most sensitive area is behind the bed, since the headboard provides energetic support for sleep. Large objects that press down on this area should be avoided. A big plant near the head of the bed breaks this rule, as the pot and foliage form a heavy block in a space that should stay light and stable. When this support is off, household coordination often suffers, and money matters rely heavily on shared rhythm and unity. If your family still wants plants in the bedroom, Pick smaller ones with a light canopy placed far from the bed, especially not near the headboard. Keep the room tidy with fewer items and good airflow. This way, the plant softens the space while helping the homeowner stay grounded and support lasting prosperity. Fifth position, the kitchen. In feng shui, the kitchen is considered the fire mouth, the place that keeps the family's fire burning. It also ties directly to the household's financial resources because meals, health, and daily routines all begin here. A prosperous kitchen typically has three visible qualities: moderate heat and flame usage, a clean and tidy space, and smooth cooking routines. When these three are in order, families are more likely to keep their lives balanced, which also helps money stay put. But when decorative plants are placed in the kitchen, they tend to conflict with all three of those traits. That is because plants belong to the wood element, while the kitchen belongs to fire. Wood feeds fire, so placing plants in a kitchen that already has a lot of heat, steam, and activity only adds more fire energy. When fire energy gets too strong, feng shui often describes this as chaotic fire, which throws the kitchen off balance. Once that happens, prosperity tends to drain away slowly. This shows up in small, repeated expenses, buying extra food, fixing little things, costs that seem minor but build up over time and make it hard for wealth energy to stay concentrated. But aside from the major locations you should avoid, there are also certain directions you need to pay attention to prevent placing plants in ways that could lead to financial loss. Cautionary directions according to water from the sky energy. The year 2026 is the year of the fire horse, carrying the water element, specifically the water from the sky energy. This is a year where the strong fire energy of the horse interacts uniquely with the water energy of the year's elemental sign. That is why, when decorating your home with plants for Lunar New Year, it is important to strictly avoid certain directions that are considered inauspicious in order to prevent triggering negative energy. 5 Yellow Star of Great Misfortune, due south. The south direction is the one to be most cautious with when placing Lunar New Year plants in 2026. According to the Flying Stars system, the 5 Yellow Star, which is linked to disasters and illness, lands in the southern sector this year. In feng shui, this star is known to bring loss and disruption. And since 2026 is a horse year, some feng shui schools also place the Grand Duke Tai Sui in the south, making it even more sensitive. That is why you should avoid putting large, thick plants or heavy pots in the south, especially ones that need moving during the holiday. In applied feng shui, financial risks often come from disturbing such sensitive zones, which can trigger unexpected issues. These problems usually affect money, leading to unplanned decisions or unstable cash flow, as funds are pulled away to handle small but repeating expenses. If you still want to decorate the south area, the best approach is to use stable feng shui items that stay in one spot and do not need frequent moving. Keep the space clean, bright, and open. The goal is to let the south stay still, reducing the chance of activating negative energy and helping financial luck remain steady over time. 3 Killings direction, due north. In the year of the fire horse, 2026, the northern direction is under the influence of the 3 Killings energy. This is based on the annual cycle rule. In the years of tiger, horse, and dog, the 3 Killings fall in the north. Feng shui texts describe the 3 Killings as a group of clashing energies. So, the north should be kept calm. Too much activity can lead to financial issues. Wealth in this zone often slips away through repeated small expenses and bad timing in money decisions. It is known as an energy of dispersion, so avoid placing large plants, thick foliage, sharp shapes, or dirty dry pots here, as they can stir up this energy and cause loss. In applied feng shui, financial leaks in this area often come from repeated minor costs, fixing mistakes, delays, or resolving small conflicts. While each expense seems small, they add up quickly and drain your savings. If you still want greenery in the north, avoid big or harsh-looking plants. Choose small, soft-shaped ones that are easy to maintain. Some schools recommend water plants, as long as the water stays clear and the pot neat, because messy or chaotic conditions worsen the three killings energy. To wrap up, when decorating with plants for Lunar New Year, the key is to keep your home bright, open, clean, and safe. A well-placed plant boosts energy, but if placed poorly, it can block energy, attract clutter, moisture, or even accidents. Everyone hopes for luck and wealth in the new year, but the true foundation is a space that feels easy to live in. The more open and tidy your home is, the smoother your daily life will be, and the more likely it is that prosperity will find its way in. And if you still have questions about feng shui or your living space in general, feel free to leave a comment below. I will be happy to explore those questions with you in the next videos. For now, thank you for watching, and see you next time.